I think we're live. I'm not sure if the joke was live too. But okay, so today, everybody, we got some pretty interesting news that OpenAI released some new models, which we're going to be trying imminently. So, I've been thinking a lot about how do we actually like start these, because they're supposed to be just spontaneous, but at the same time, we do want people to watch. So I do think it's worthwhile to just do a 1 minute like demo. Ryan, do you want to just like throw a tab on the screen that people can just go and use now? So we can just show like what it can do basically for a minute or two. And the way I justify it to myself is that by doing this review for people, we can actually ourselves better understand, get a third eye view on the situation. I don't know if that makes any sense what I just said, but you know what I mean. So basically, this is what we've been working on, which you can find at evochat.bootstrap.ai. No, you cannot find it there. You will not find it there.
It is bootstrap.ai.github.io/evochat.
Right, bootstrap.ai.github.io/evochat for now. And there you can see this, and you might say, okay, what the hell is this? Well, you're going to need to do a little bit of heavy lifting because this is an alpha. So first of all, you're going to need to toggle the configuration panel on the left. Insert your OpenAI API key there. If you don't know how to do that, you can probably Google it. If you don't have an OpenAI API key, unfortunately, we can't help you right now. And on the right, there's another toggle configuration panel thing, which you probably don't care about. But if you want to, actually, never mind, you don't care about that one. That's if you go to the repo and fork it, make it your own repo, then you can commit to your repo any changes you make. But for most people, that's not something you want to do. Anyway, so you would have access to this beautiful editor. You would mostly be focused on the left. Which reminds me, Ryan, we should probably add a collapse button so that people can just hide the editor if they don't want to see it. And basically this looks like ChatGPT. It has a few differences. So you can see the system message there. System message exists in every ChatGPT variation you've seen, but it's usually not it's usually not seen to you. So this is the first change you'll notice. The second change you can notice is that you can, so as you see, the system message basically overrides the user message, at least in basic circumstances, right? Not necessarily in complicated circumstances. But the cool thing is that you can edit the past and reload the message. So what Ryan is doing now, he's changing this. What Ryan is doing now, the system message overrode the user's request, and therefore GPT responded with gibberish. But then he went back, edited the system message, and regenerated the response. And that, because the system message had been edited, the response was different now, which is kind of cool. I don't think you can do this like that. I mean, you could definitely not change the system message midstream anywhere that I've seen. The other thing you can do is if you go to toggle configuration panel again, you got access, as they say, under the hood. So you can get multiple responses if you want. You can change the model, which we will. You can change the maximum tokens you can get back. The temperature. Temperature is 2?
I just said it is 2.
Okay.
Just 2.
Yeah, and then you can basically change your API parameters as you go, which again is not usual for these kind of clients. Can we see some more params? So temperature 2 is like extremely high, so you probably wouldn't do that. Yeah. Anyway, you got the presence penalty topic. These are like, I mean, you should probably look them up before you use them, but they tend to be sort of advanced parameters of the OpenAI API that I probably shouldn't try to describe because I'm going to describe them badly. And that's basically, the UI as it is right now. The source code editor on the right is a special feature we're kind of working on. What you see now is the code of the page you're looking at. So let me say this one more time. The page you're looking at is written with code, crazy as it sounds, and it has a page. It has a text area in the page that has the code of the page. Now you might ask, Alex, why would you do that? And Ryan, and the idea is that you can actually send this code over to the LLM and ask it to make improvements. If you don't like something about the UI you're seeing, you can literally just ship the code over to the LLM and say, make the buttons red, or add me this new functionality, or make it highlight the code in this way, or whatever. And so long as you prompt it just right, it'll return you the parts of the code you need to change. And if you do change them, then you can press the spawn button down there, and it'll open a new tab with the new variation of the editor that it made for you. And if you like it, and if you're one of us, you can press the commit button, and it'll commit it. And if you've forked the editor and put it in your own repo, you can also do that, and hopefully you'll send us a pull request. But in general, all of this stuff is very right now. It's all very primitive, I guess. We still want to polish the experience a lot more before we get to the point of saying, yeah, this is good, you should use it. So I think this should be sufficient right now for a demo. Actually, since we've done this much, I might as well say that there's a copy button which copies the source code to your clipboard in case you want to put it somewhere else. There's a commit button, which we described. There's a refresh button in case you've edited the code and you want to sort of go back to the code that's actually running the page. You can use refresh. And there's a format button that is supposedly formatting the code, but yeah, there you go. But we're not 100% sure about its loyalty to the regime, so treat that one with a little bit of suspiciousness. Yeah, so that's basically what we got. We basically have a lot of ambitions about this little, few hundred lines of code that you were seeing, because it's got this little weird property of being able to code itself, pretty much.
You missed a tiny little thing.
Oh, do tell.
Up in the upper right-hand corner.
What is that? I missed it because it's a new feature. That's why I missed it. Did you just add that?
So we had been talking about wanting token counts, right, on messages, and it occurred to me last night as I was sitting down to bring that in that I don't really care that much about token counts on messages. I mean, I do, but what I really care about is token count on my source file.
Yep.
Because that's the lion's share. So as a first pass, this is where I put it, and I put it up here in this little badge. Specifically to annoy you into suggesting a better place for it, because I didn't want to think about
that's fine.
So we can put that somewhere nicer in the future.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine for now. Mostly because I think that this part of the interface is temporary and will be removed as a whole.
Right.
So, I don't really care. Okay, so my suggestion for right now is the following. We add by hand the new model that OpenAI just released.
Okay.
So there is one place where we list they list all the models, and we add another option basically. So basically, let me, as you're doing that, let me say a little bit about what this is. So OpenAI just released a model that has a 16,000 token context. Now you might ask, what is that? We might answer. But basically, all of this time we've been struggling with fitting into the 8,000 token context of GPT-4. And GPT 3.5 was worse because it had a 4,000 token context. What OpenAI just released is a super interesting variation of the GPT 3.5 model that has a 16,000 token context, which now means that there's not a clear better between GPT-4 and GPT 3.5. GPT 3.5 can have a bigger context size. GPT-4 can have more, intelligence. Let's call it. So depending on what you want to do, you want to choose a different model, which actually enhances the benefits of what we're doing, because you might want to take a different tack depending on what you're doing at any given moment. So, for instance, we want to be doing some refactorings of the model. And as such, we want to, let's say we basically, so we're going to try this right now. I discovered last night that if you use snake case, which is basically how Python tends to name its variables. So lowercase word separated by underscore. You tend to, if you use snake case, you tend to use fewer tokens than if you use camel case, which is what JavaScript wants to do. Now, I will guess that is because, in part at least, GPT-4 has been trained to do Python better. I'm just completely guessing this, but it doesn't really matter. The point is that we can use. Sorry, by the way, Ryan, if you want, you can add like 8,000 tokens response or whatever, right? Size. Yeah. So basically, what we can do here is, what we can do is, sorry. So, as you can see, our code is 4.2 thousand tokens. Now, that is a very interesting number because it is above the half of the GPT-4 context window size, which means that we can't give it you see, I keep messing it up. The context window is both the request and the response. So you can't give it the request with 4,000 tokens and ask it to do a rewrite, which will be another 4,000 tokens, right? If either of them is a little above, you break out of the 8,000 window, and then you basically done for. So having the 16,000 token window with GPT 3.5 is great because you can ask it to do something fairly simple, and it doesn't have those context window constraints. Go ahead. Well, I mean,
this is the inaugural API request on the 16K model, so we're going to find out whether it falls.
That's right. But if it works as advertised, we should be able to basically use GPT 3.5 to get back into the lane of GPT-4, right? So when we get a little bit over our limits, we can have a set of small refactorings that we can do that can push us back down under the 4K limit, that we can ask 3.5 to do for us. So, cool stuff. We can basically leverage respond in Markdown. The respond in
Markdown doesn't help. This is just an ongoing bug that we need to fix.
If the respond in Markdown doesn't help, it needs to be paired with highlighting, because if we are we not formatting the Markdown in the user messages?
I mean, we should be.
Anyway, okay. This is a new bug. Whatever it is, it hasn't appeared. Like it's fairly recent. Are you able to extract the response out of all this?
Yep.
I'm just kind of curious what the token count is. If it did it at all, right?
Let's spawn that. And it is broke.
Yes.
Console.
What did you ask it to do again?
I asked it to change everything to snake case.
Did you say change everything to snake case?
No, I said change all variable names to snake case.
Yeah. So, that's Probably a little bit too aggressive. You probably want like rewrite to use snake case wherever possible, because you've got imported variables, you've got all sorts of things that shouldn't be changed.
Sure.
But do you see any errors?
I don't see anything. Yeah, it looks like it should be working just fine.
Okay, let's just go back. Do me a favor and add responded markdown to the system message, just because I'm superstitious. Yeah. Okay. So by Ryan writing /source/ he is basically indicating that he wants the prompt to include all the code in the source code editor. So that gets copied over into the message. You want the turbo 16K, which you probably didn't commit.
Oh, that's over here. Sorry. I went back to the main page and I was like, why am I using this blob URL? And that's why.
Right. I don't think you have to refresh that, honestly. Like,
no, because each chat will send the prior stuff as well. It sends the entire message history.
Yeah. Anyway, I think it was fine to do that, because what you could do is say respond in markdown, go to the next message, edit the prompt, and then go to the next message and regenerate.
Oh, sure.
But anyway, for just mentioning for future reference.
Good.
No, wait. So make sure you're using the right model. Right, number tokens, okay, and then go above and say remove the part where it should respond with partials. Yep, let's do it. Oh yes, the other feature we have is that our system message gets rid of bullshit, so you can have fun. Debullshitifier. I mean, that is the biggest feature ever.
Yeah. This was way faster.
Did it come back?
No, I mean last time we did it.
Oh yeah. I mean, 3.5 is a lot faster, which is another benefit, right? So 4 is now slower and has a smaller context window, smaller maximum context window, but it is smarter. So if you want something smart, you probably want to try to find a way to use GPT-4. But if you're interested in speed or context size, as it turns out, you want to use GPT-3.5. The obvious combo here is to use 3.5 in order to summarize a large context into a smaller context that you can give to GPT-4, which we will try to build, obviously. Yes. So
okay, you're right.
What? How so?
Respond in Markdown.
Yeah. I mean, it would be weird if it didn't work.
Wow, and it also didn't give us any bullshit. It literally just gave the code, which is rare.
Yeah.
All right, now we will see if the code works at all. Oh, and it saved us 4327 to 4279. So that got us 50 tokens.
What did it change? That seems too little for what's possible.
Changed. I mean, it literally looks like it just changed camel case to snake case throughout.
Does it have frequency multiplier? Frequency penalty? Whatever it's called?
No.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? Does it? What do you mean? Does it have it?
There's a variable called frequency penalty.
Yeah, it's set to 0
in the code. In the code.
Oh.
Yeah, you see that? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. It seems to have done it. Then yeah, that's 50 tokens right there.
And here we go.
Okay, I got more if you want them.
Yeah.
Let me find it. Yeah. So dropping Noster, please, for 80 tokens. Thanks. Again.
Hey, I've got mine disabled. I think you might have the.
What do you mean?
I think
Are you accusing me of having?
It's out. Oh no. Yeah, no, it's yours.
I don't have an Noster extension. Never. Okay. But we're here. You could just
okay.
blame me the innocent. Did I save you 80?
Yeah.
Okay. So rename instances of GPT carefully into like it says like GPT message and stuff, right? GPT is 3 tokens. If you say a system message, that's 1 token. Like that saves you another 50 tokens.
Right. So how do I word that?
I mean, honestly, you could just Control F if you got an editor. But I don't know.
I'm going to say use single word variable names where possible.
But this particular thing I was mentioning is not that, right? It is assistant message instead of GPT message.
Oh.
Where possible.
Yeah, it's important to specify where possible, folks, because GPT, it'll do the impossible.
It'll butcher your.
Oh, and something went.
Why did that happen?
Because. Yeah, our local storage stuff is odd right now, and always has been.
Can you just use Bazel.js for local storage at some point?
I mean, that's not going to solve the problem, right? It's not the problem is not that it can't set stuff to local storage. The problem is when in the control flow it's deciding to do so.
Yeah, fair enough. No, I'm talking mostly about the token count because I'm weird. But yeah, it's anyway. But this is kind of cool. Yeah.
Error. You didn't provide an API key.
Oh god, something has really butchered your. Double click on it. Maybe it has. There's like saved options for you.
1 second. What in the hell?
So it's butchered your local storage saving. You just say where possible, not in variable names.
that's going to fuck up our model selector.
Why?
Because it's going to change the name of the model to assistant for.
I don't think it will, but we'll see. The whole point of where possible is to understand that it, if it's like, an entangled reference, then it should not touch it. But we'll find out. Like you see there, GPT tokenizer. That one should have been turned into camel case, to snake case, but it didn't, because it's coming from some other library.
Right.
So it did the smart thing. Let me tell you some of my other. Oh my god! Again, spawn in fucking Markdown.
It's fine. I got dead tools. I can copy.
We just add respond in Markdown to the system message.
Yeah.
Please. Want to know another fun token saver?
What's that?
Don't bold the message name and system U plus stuff. That's like 20 tokens right there. Not that it will change the world or anything.
Okay, it's just.
Oh no, it's not bolded there. It's B. You see, it's done with a tag. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Forget that. That's not a serious request.
Trying to find out where I'm add system message. Right.
Oh yeah, that is a serious request. Sorry. Do you want to do my poor man's jQuery for 80 tokens?
1 second.
Respond with jQuery. Respond with Markdown.
Let's fix this fucking API key bug.
Okay. Can you just tell it to respond with Markdown, though?
I did.
It's not in the system message.
What son of a bitch?
Okay, but you don't need to respond anything. You just need to put that same thing in the system message.
Yeah, but I like it better this way.
Jesus Christ, bro. There are some things here that are pure psychodrama.
Yep. We're on the internet, man. That's what we do on the internet.
Man, the possibilities here are incredible. You could ask the 3 model to write tests, right? Based on the entirety of the code.
Right.
And write a spec, without worrying about context size, because hey,
Ooh.
What happened?
I'm finding out.
I did one of those.
It's keeping thing. It's 1 second. It was the snake case. I got it. 1 second. Okay, excellent. Okay. Use single word variable names where possible. Replace GPT with So, well, this request is in flight. What happened there was it changed API key to be snake case, but of course the local storage variable name was not changed, so it wasn't picking it up.
Right, but then if you were to import it and save it, it would save it, right?
Yeah, apparently not.
But why?
It's a good question.
Yeah, that's the weird part of me.
Yeah.
I think possibly because you didn't move your cursor, that's why. It didn't actually trigger to save it.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Well, I mean, 3.5 is a lot faster than 4. That's for true. There you go. Just as I said it. So, by the way, we could always just get rid of the what? Did it just passive aggressively? Oh no, that's part of this. It's just a prompt.
No, that was me passive aggressively.
I see. Well, that's totally fine then. Not a problem. Barely an inconvenience.
Super easy.
Yes. Yes. Satisfying. Wait. The tokens didn't change.
Did they not?
Oh, okay. Save you like 20 tokens or something.
Yeah.
Can I see the mentions of assistant? How many of them there were and where?
And it did the thing
Yeah, okay. You gotta undo the thing. I almost like the use in the options. Assistant 4, Assistant 3.5. But did it change it everywhere else? Like, did it use GPT everywhere else?
Chat with assistant.
Yeah. Does it have GPT anywhere? Does it mention GPT anywhere?
No, it looks like it got it.
Okay.
Yeah. It didn't do a lot of single word stuff.
Yeah, so basically the thing is like you should like, I don't know if you'll go through it by hand or if you'll tell it, but what we want is like message underscore L to be just message and message underscore elements to be messages and anything similar to be likewise modified. We basically try to let's just put some objectives here. We're trying to push it
What else?
What was I gonna say now? No, I was only saying, yeah, we basically want to just shrink it down to like under 4K, right? So we started at 4300, we're at 4179. Do you want to do the half-ass jQuery hack? I think it's elements.
They're both valid. Or no,
Okay.
get elements is class name.
Yeah, but ID, the D is lowercase.
Is it? Okay.
It's like the psychological, it's the id. It's not really the ID. So for anyone watching, I mean, this is kind of funny. Internal joke mostly. We could have for the size of this declaration, we could have probably just imported jQuery, but it's kind of funny to do it this way. And also, but the reason for using dollar is that GPT is trained enough in the dollar character that it actually absorbs it completely into the kind of the surrounding tokens. Whereas dollar document dot get element by ID, even though it's pretty optimized, like that's two tokens. Document dot get element by ID are two tokens. It's still two tokens that are called 50 times, so that's 100 tokens, and that are all going away. So if it does this properly, that's going to be saving you 100 tokens ish, maybe a few less. And then the other one with the underscore L and underscore elements also are going to be pretty wiped. So I don't know. I think this one by itself might push us under 3,000, under 4,000. We'll see.
That's not right.
That is completely not it. You sure you got all the right? Oh, it's got pluses and minuses. What the? Have you? Is the system message?
Fucked. Yeah.
Yeah. And then just regenerate at the bottom. Yeah, I mean, again, I think. What happened? Did you press it twice or?
I got a 400.
Okay. Maybe when it regenerates, it sends. Can you delete this message and then regenerate?
Yes.
Okay, so we've got a bug that regenerate sends itself, or at least, yeah.
Oh, one thing to note. I don't know if you run into this or if anyone who wants to toy around with this runs into this. Be very wary of cleaning up your tabs, and by wary I mean resist the urge to close your tab history, because every time you hit the spawn button, you're opening a new tab, so you'll pollute your browser. But if you accidentally close the original tab that actually references github.io and isn't in a blob URL, the browser will garbage collect all the rest of the blob URLs. So if you're in the middle of progress, make sure basically anytime you want to do tab hygiene, make sure you're doing a commit with with your good status before that.
Right. Maybe we should add a, the unsaved progress kind of thing. Are you sure you want to exit?
We're down to 4064.
Okay. You see, yeah, that those two things saved us
And
a couple
it's
of.
broke. It's broke.
Come on now, it's not broke. It's just not
broke.
doing stuff. What kind of error are you seeing?
Illegal invocation.
Just tell GPT 3.5 about it. I'm sure it'll fix it.
Say what?
Just tell GPT 3.5 about it. I'm sure it'll figure it out. Yeah, you see, these are the sort of things that are much better done by code, basically. What are you doing?
I'm telling GPT 3.5 about it.
But why are you reducing the number of tokens?
Because if I don't, then I blow out the context size.
Okay, fine. But I mean, like, reduce it to like 6 or 5, because otherwise it can't, like. Okay, I'm noting another bug here. Input text area.
That doesn't make sense. Why?
Just regenerate it.
Wait, no. I have a better idea. Ha! Worked. Okay, sweet. This is common when aliasing methods. You often have to bind it back to the original instance because reasons.
Okay. Oh, I see. Because when the way it's used, sometimes they make
it. Yeah, it references some other thing on the class, on the instance. So now our $sign hack works.
Yeah.
Now we're down to 4066.
Okay. You want some more?
Yeah.
I mean, combining the configuration panels will probably do something.
Think so?
Yeah, I mean, it's a bunch of HTML that is going to go away, so HTML is expensive. But I've got more if you want something else. Let me try something else. Let me tell you others. Other tricks. So we did poor man's jQuery.
Yeah.
I mean, the dirty trick is that new lines and indents are like 450 tokens, right? Yeah. But if you don't want that one, yeah, like replacing colon space with colon will give you like 35 tokens, weirdly enough. And again, that's something that Prettier hates, of course, and will undo at the first opportunity. So that's something else to keep in mind. Can you actually commit it so I can take a look at it?
Yeah.
I love the passive aggressive respond with Markdown. Love it.
That's not passive aggressive at all. That's
complete. That's just straight up aggressive. That's right. Yeah, this is what I used to say to people about Greece. It's like we don't understand passive aggressive because we just kind of just do aggressive. There's no why go halfway. So I got a little problem, sir, because the tokenizer here says 4196 for the code.
Well, it's wrong.
But you're using the same tokenizer, are you not?
Yep.
So WTF?
Did you wait for GitHub to spin its wheels long enough?
What? Let me just try something, which will be very weird if it works.
Nope, you didn't wait long enough. GitHub is just behind. You're a couple commits behind.
I see.
Commit behind.
That might even explain
pasted
things.
it into the tokenizer and got the right answer.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm about to get us maybe 100.
How do you intend to do that?
Removing dead code.
Oh?
Yeah, it templates in the source template string in the system message. But realistically, there's no path when that actually happens because the system message is set hard-coded. And it doesn't actually run the thing when you edit it. So it never gets to that path.
Right. But also, like, shouldn't there be one method for adding a message and then like all of it going through the same pathway? You know what I mean?
Yeah, there should be a lot of things like that. Add system message. Send message.
Yep. Okay, so what you want to do now?
I'm waiting for this to come back.
Okay. Yeah, like I'm seeing things, right? But like they're not big. And I think we'd benefit more by just like training it to remove white space from the code that it sends. Like that's a good 500 tokens right there for you. I'll probably do the trick.
This got us 150 if it works.
Sorry?
This just got us 150.
Just dropping the dead code?
No, I told it to have one function for adding message that has role, content, and index count.
Cool.
So now I should do a quick run through test to make sure that everything's still working. Oh, we lost the regeneration completely. And I'm actually going to
use 4.
Yep.
Even though it'll take forever. You know what? Actually,
no, it's doing. I still have it with the system message to just give me the diffs, so it'll be fine.
Okay. Okie dokie. Do you think 3.5 can be used to merge features from 2 branches of code?
Yeah, I mean that was kind of the idea of like having 3 4 or 4 diffs and then just hand the diffs to the 3.5. But that's tenable now because now 3.5 has the bigger context window, right? So we could actually balloon to like 6K for the source, 2K worth of diff, and get 3.5 16K to merge them all.
Well, I mean, like a simple one, for instance, right, is like 3.5 strips out all styling, like all CSS bullshit, right? Just strip it all out. Give it to 4 to do some, technical stuff that you want. Get the code back, and then like give it the old and the new code and say, this had the CSS stripped, or you just like keep the old context actually open and say like, this is a new version of that code with its CSS stripped. Can you please put it back in? Basically, though there must be smarter ways to do this, but like that's the. I mean, honestly, you could probably do it now. You could probably say, can you give each element a class name that is like a simple English word, right? And pull out all of the complicated Tailwind designations into a CSS file, right? And then you can just choose not to send the CSS file over and then put it back in. You orthogonalize the CSS. In general, I'm thinking a lot about orthogonalizing code now. Like, are there aspects of the code that we can just sort of build as a, appendix in a way that you can like, turn on and off as need be?
Nope.
What's up? What happened?
Regenerate button still isn't working.
Okay, go back to the version that messed up the thing.
Yeah.
Just say, I mean, honestly, this is what you should have done, right? Go back there and edit the prompt to say, remember to retain the regenerate functionality working.
Yeah.
Or whatevs. No. That's not it. That's not it. This is your. No, it's not.
Oh, yeah.
One more.
Yeah.
Make sure to retain all functionality, including the regenerate button.
How this is going to work, but
Yep. Just delete the assistant message as a whole. Oh, is the system message on top giving you allowing you to do partials? Is it complete code? Okay, yeah, let's do it.
son of a bitch.
What's up?
The regenerate button is broken here too for reasons.
Well, that explains it. Right, it wasn't that broke it. It's
There's just still a bug there, or multiple bugs. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay, I mean, this is the thing we wanted to avoid, but like, at which point do we start building a test suite?
Right. I don't have a good answer to that question. Probably yesterday, if we were being responsible. Probably tomorrow.
If we're being, if we're being us.
us.
I see. Okay. So, okay, where are we now? What's going on?
I copied out the proper prompt, and of course fucked it up because I didn't do that. But we'll see what it comes back with. Yeah, fuck that. Okay. And of course, it didn't insert it properly either, but I have it in DevTools.
What do you mean?
God damn it. No. It didn't do what I want.
No.
Okay.
/source on top. Check the parameters. That's why it didn't.
Yep. Right. Refill my water while we're waiting on that API.
Yep. There's code there, Ryan, and it's all alone.
Yeah.
Waiting for you.
Come back. Here we go. And it still didn't do it. What? What did it do? Send message. Regenerate message.
See the tokens again? See the parameters again? Wait, temperature?
0.5.
Okay.
Try regenerate.
I mean, maybe. I think the complete file is confusing. Right. Please note that I have only provided the modified JavaScript code. You will need to replace existing JavaScript code in your HTML file with the code I provided. So the word file is confusing. It basically just like respond with a complete code printout or something.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you're doing it again. One of these days. Okay. Configuration panel, just check.
Yep.
Oh, it came back.
Son of a bitch. Please give me the entire source.
It's offended at how wasteful you are being with its computational resources.
Yeah. Although when you think about it, like in the grand scheme of things,
It's back. It's back. It's
okay,
back.
fine, I'll stop. I'm just kidding.
Thank God.
Ah!
Well, look, 3.5 is dumb, right? Can we just agree on that? Fuck it. Like, don't do that. Don't do it. No. I'm done. Look, can you just make it do prettify, like remove indents for sending messages to the assistant only?
Oh, sure.
I mean, I don't, like we need something to push us under for 4,000, but
we're already under 4,000.
We're not under 4,000.
Yes, we are.
Okay, fine, we are. And the regenerate works.
Yeah. Well, it works as well as it did yesterday.
Okay, well then ask this of GPT-4. If you have to type this one more time, I'm gonna stab myself. 4,000. It's not gonna be 3,000. 3,000 is not gonna do it. Why would you do 3,000? Are you like self-sabotaging? Why are you doing this? Are you like trying to hurt yourself?
Yes. I'm glad you finally understand.
Is it complaining?
Nope.
Did it go through?
Went through.
Okay. Yeah, you can basically copy. You can basically merge the configuration panels. You can merge the local storage logic for everything, basically, right? Both load and save. It's mocking you.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Can't be serious. I mean, you can insist on like, please, reprint the entire code file with no omissions or, from scratch. Like, please reprint the entire code, print out from scratch with no omissions or abbreviations or something.
Yeah.
That should do the trick, but it really hates to do the trick. So code, yeah, okay.
Screaming at it does work sometimes. Damn it.
Yep. Okay, so we gotta regain our sort of direction.
Yeah. I have to refresh because regenerate does wonky things with the history.
Well, regenerate tries to resend the entire. Yeah, it's give you overhead that it doesn't need to, basically. But anyway.
Okay. Different thing to try. Let's forget about the add message function.
Yep.
What's next? Do we want to go back to here? Let's go back to 3.5 and see if there's any other. Okay. What did you want to do? You wanted to have it minify or remove left padded white space in the source template.
Yep. Well, basically, you want to use prettier with tab width 0.
That doesn't solve your inline source problem, which I figured out is because we've misconfigured prettier. That you do need to like explicitly give it another plugin, but I don't know precisely how. But I was looking at the docs and it calls out that if you want embedded language stuff, you gotta give it another parser.
Yep.
We can look at this. Replacing the source template variable and when computing tokens, listen the editor.
What do you mean computing tokens?
When it computes these tokens, the token count.
Oh, I see.
Because we want our token count to be true to what we're sending.
Right.
Remove all space at the beginning of each line. Make like a ground squirrel and go for it.
But that would also replace it from anyway. Whatever, it's fine. Oh, now it gave you back the whole code.
Of course. I was thinking about all the UFO UAP stuff coinciding with GPT. What if GPT is just cover for like this is aliens talking to us, and they're trying to get their translator right?
The strangest thing about the UAP stuff is how little I care about it. Like, I don't
Yeah.
understand why it leaves me completely emotionless. I'm like, I don't know. It's just like I'm like, whatever. Like, it's not like, I know people are animated and people are like, I like are animated about it and stuff, and I'm like, I've tried. Like, I literally have actively tried to get myself into it, and I'm like, I just couldn't care less. Like, this is not the sort of thing I can sink my teeth into, right? It's all like,
Right.
he said, she said, the vibes around it are awful. It's like crypto for me, right?
Yeah.
Even with crypto, I was like, I just, you just look at the people, and you just look at the discourse, and you're like, I'm sure there's going to be like great things coming out of this, but I just can't bring myself to care. It's weird. Like, I don't know why this is. I don't have an explanation, but I'm just like, it's it's not doing anything for me. Like, I don't know why. Maybe the aliens are controlling my brain and don't want me to care, but I really just don't. It's also just a little bit too stupid. Like, come on, man. Like, we had COVID, we have Ukraine, we have AI, and now aliens. Like, like, I mean, you can't rule it out.
There's a lot
Like,
going on right now.
hmm?
There's just a lot going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it properly did the remove left pad, aside from actually updating it in the token counter. So
Yeah, can you go to the other token counter and see what it did?
no, why would I do that?
Oh, come on.
Tokenizer. $35.51 compared to $39.58.
Yeah. And that's without not even removing the new lines, right? 400 tokens right there.
All right, yeah, let's commit the fuck out of that.
Does it work?
Sure.
Sir, I'm going to have to step away from the vehicle. Step away from this code base. I'm going to have to see your license and registration, please. Okay. And now finally, can we do some fucking good looking? Oh, what happens if you press format? Got it. Yeah. No, I hate it.
There you go.
I mean, it's better than nothing, but it's like barely. Ask it to like suggest paths for refactoring, I guess. Or
I'm just gonna say do a refactor.
okay, so what do we do next? Where do we go? So we've gotten this down to token wise where we are comfortable sort of starting to rebuild a little.
Yeah.
And it also fits twice in the GPT-4 window, so we could do some refactoring.
We could waste a ton of money if we really wanted to.
Oh my god, it's gonna be so wasteful. Yeah. Oh Jesus.
That's fun. Oh no.
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it?
Yeah. We're just gonna go ahead and refresh that. Okay. So do we want to start?
Well, I feel like I wanted to combine those configuration panels, both because like it's the sort of thing GPT-4 can do a lot better, and because it'll save a bunch of tokens. So I'm like,
Yeah,
it's
give me
probably a good little step. Hmm?
one moment.
Un
Okay,
moment.
just double checking that my commit worked. Okay. Oh yes. Do we want to try and do that with 4 then? Probably.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to combine the two. Do we want to put it in like a collapsible sidebar or something?
No, don't get fancy. Just tell her to do the
Like
thing.
fancy. Okay.
Don't get fancy. Don't be going getting fancy. Okay, how about we try to get some, once we've done that, let's start rolling through some functionality. How about that?
Yeah, that would feel good.
I mean, the first one is a bug fix, which is that regenerate sends it's the message itself that it's trying to regenerate as well as the rest. Like the regenerate should only send the conversation up to that message and not the message itself.
Right.
Um, we should also. Okay, I think this is a nice little feature to add. If the total tokens are too many, we should just get a message. You know what I mean? Like, if the tokens we're sending plus the tokens we're asking back are over the limit of the
Yeah, it should just.
model, it should just puke before,
Existing JavaScript. Ooh. Okay, I'm okay with that.
What did we ask it to do again?
I asked it to give me the whole damn file.
No. But what did we ask it to do?
Combine the config panels.
Okay.
So it just gave me the. That actually does help here. Hey, look at that. We have combined the config panels.
Wait.
Whilst increasing the token size significantly.
Well, that's because we haven't tabbed left it.
No, the token count takes that
And
into
no,
account.
no, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
It was supposed to, but it didn't.
It was supposed to, and it did. Update token count. Trim start. Although that's not what that does. What? Some horseshit.
Yeah.
1 second. Okay. Stupid. That's better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that helped then.
Let me check. It got us about 60 tokens.
Yep. Nice. I mean, I would love to move the panel to the right, but whatevs. Can you just ask it some ideas for refactoring this code to be more dry, I guess?
Yeah.
I mean, in the process of
anyone
this,
that is sticking around here watching that somehow doesn't know what dry means. It's don't repeat yourself.
that's right.
But I figure anyone who's hanging around with us through this much of a slog is probably having a coding background or a masochistic background.
Yeah, or I mean, probably both.
Both, yeah.
I think you kind of need both, really. The other funny one is like dry and solid. Though when I looked at the solid principles, I wasn't like, I was like, I don't know. Do we?
I hate this. What I see this in human code too, and I despise it. Right? You see what I'm highlighting?
Yeah.
I loathe this. This is not an abstraction. This is just no good reason for it.
I mean, I would say if you call it store, it saves you 2 tokens per invocation, so I'm good.
Yeah, but that's code golf, and that's fine. But that
token golf is good. Code golf is bad. Token golf is good. I just want to say, nothing wrong with token golf. In fact, you can use point freestyle and just say like, store equals local storage dot set item or something. Anyway, that's just whatever. The create message thing is more interesting, no?
Yeah, I mean that's what we were trying to do a second ago, but now that we're down so that we can get 4 to do it, let's try and get 4 to do it.
But it kind of did it for you.
Yeah, no. For the same reason that 3.5 fell on its face. The logic for creating those message elements is scattered throughout the code base. It's a pain in the ass. It's going to be a big win if we get it. But I want 4 to do all the heavy lifting.
No, I agree. I'm just saying, didn't it kind of do it?
No, it didn't
code
give
print.
me all the places
Code
where I
printout.
need to put it.
Code printout.
No, code printout didn't work. This has been working. Complete functional HTML and inline JavaScript. This is
I don't know.
This is the magic incantation that worked for the last 10 reps.
This smells cargo called to me, but okay.
I do like that we start out by telling it has an IQ of 120, and then we have to immediately start talking to it like it's a child.
Yeah, somehow I don't think that is doing anything, but once again, I feel like I'm picking my battles here.
Yeah.
Why don't you have a scroll bar on the left?
What do you mean? I do.
Okay.
It's the Mac OS default styling scroll bar. Hides
I
on.
mean, I get it. There's a rationale for it, but in this case, with no, information whether a new message has come out or not,
Yeah.
It's a bit counterintuitive.
I mean, that's actually my bugaboo about. Oh no, it did something. Source code editor here. Okay, but it didn't.
I feel like your best bet is to make it use the remember when you asked it to refactor and it articulated it somehow in a very specific way?
Yeah.
I think you need to use those words because the words you used are like. I was
Yeah.
also like, is it just going to write the function? You didn't really tell it to use the function where it,
Yeah.
where it wanted, and like. Yeah, but we did. I mean, we did slash like 800 tokens out of this, which is not
Yeah.
bad. Without, I would say, damaging the content too much, or at all, really. I mean, in some cases, improving it. Okay, let me find other. Oh, there it is. Response. Wait.
Too late.
Okay. As I would say to my son, you look tired. That's the time. Want me to grab the wheel?
If you like, let's wait for this one to come back.
Sure. Hey, can you check quickly if source surrounds stuff with HTML code block still?
I believe it does, yeah, but I will check.
I don't think it does.
Yep.
Oh, maybe the response didn't. Yeah, because you see that max tokens thing where the max is underscored. Max is italic. Like that's
Yeah.
just, yeah.
Yeah, that's because I just copy pasted it.
What do you mean?
This stuff,
Yeah.
I just copy pasted it without putting it in a markdown code block.
Right. But that could be a problem, right?
We'll find out.
Are you sure you're not getting any errors?
Yep, I'm looking at the network log.
Okay.
Just hanging. Yeah, after a whole 2 hours of 3.5 at 16K, for it hurts.
I know, right? Why don't we add streaming responses for 4?
Okay.
What do you think about that one?
Let's. I am tired. You better take the wheel.
I see how you're doing this. Okay, so basically for me, what I want to think through is I want to add the delta functionality, right? Like the whole thing where it gives you what it wants back, but in a format that it can articulate without it being, this vague text, so that code can on our end can execute what it's trying to do. Mm, by the way, we should probably add the stored models there. In fact, you know what we need to do? We need to remove any mention of models from our code. That's a good one. That's a good one because it's both a power up and a token saver. It should just request the models from the API as soon as it starts. The first thing.
Yeah.
There's an API call where you can request the models, right? So you can then have all the models at all times. You don't need to update them by hand, and you also don't need to store them.
Yep.
So you know all good things all around. So yeah, and that will give us the 06 whatever model as well, which I suspect might be faster, but it's probably worth trying at least.
Yeah.
You know what? How do we? Okay, I'm going back and forth here, but let's say fuck deltas. Let's say how do we get it to loop all night tonight on refactoring? How do we get it to do that? You need to have the ability to send only the last X number of messages, right? Because otherwise it won't be able to send an infinite conversation.
Yeah, if you want to do it that way, you could also just have it. Okay, bear with me for a second. do you actually want it to loop, or like in one tab, or do you want it to loop, spawn a new tab, decide whether the new tab worked, like have some sort of a test, and then have the new tab do a loop, and have it basically just keep doing that, and like, so if next generation succeeds, continue from next generation. If not, loop again.
I feel like that's more complicated, right? So I'd like to just kind of let it run forward, and then maybe in the morning I can try the various versions, right? And see which one, where it fucked up. Because at the end of the day, if it fails, it fails. Now I could backtrack and whatever, but like that's more complicated. What I'm thinking about is a set of features like as follows. Number one, it can send the last X messages that fit within the window that it's got, right? So 3,500 tokens, whatever, let's say. No, so 4,500 tokens context, 3,500 response, let's just say, right?
Sure.
And you kind of your context is, here's my code, whatever, refactor it to be shorter or something while keeping all functionality or something.
Yeah.
And or it could be something like write me a haiku and improve the haiku, whatever. The point is, then I want to be able, basically what I want to be able to do, right, is have a sequence of prompts, okay, that end kind of like how they start. So if I start with the source code, I want to end with the source code, right? No matter what happens in the middle.
Yeah.
And then I want a kind of a loop mode, which kind of takes the next user response and inserts it, right? Almost like a I don't know, like a Jenga or whatever, like what it's called, where you take the next user response, no matter what the response from the assistant is, then you take the next, whatever it responds. You take your response, you put it next. So if you have a sequence of 5 messages, it keeps sending those 5 messages over and over again. See what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you've done your 5 messages right, it should be a self-correcting thing that constantly distills whatever you started with. And by sending only the last X messages, you should wake up in the morning to a, like a very long log that either went off the rails somewhere or didn't. Yeah. Does that make sense? Like I'm trying to like cut the thread somewhere between is doable and is interesting to do, right? Because we can definitely make it neutered, or we can make it overcomplicated. But I'm just trying to find the balance between something we could plausibly do.
Conceptually, it makes perfect sense, right? We've been talking about it forever, right? It's just a flavor of that process. I'm wondering if we can pack that much into the headroom that we just bought.
I mean, why not?
No reason, except for the usual reasons.
You're basically, look, you got 3,500 tokens, which is your code, right?
Yeah.
And let's say you spend another 100 on your system message. Okay, well then you can request some like, what's the word I'm looking for here? You can request some refactoring ideas, right? So it gives you some refactoring ideas. And then you like apply one and return me the entire code. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So then it returns you the code. Maybe. And then you're like,
maybe it returns you the code.
Sure, that's where you got to be super careful to do it right.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, so if you,
but hear me out. Hear me out.
yeah,
Wait. Then if you put it on loop mode, right? Then it should take your first message, which is like send me some ideas for refactoring and grade them. Let's say it responds with those. You're like, okay, we'll execute your best idea,
mm-hmm.
right? And return me the complete code, blah, 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 blah. It does that. Then you're like, I want more refactoring ideas and grade them, right? Execute, grade, execute, grade, execute. And I don't know how many generations this will go for, but it'll be fun to watch. And even if that doesn't quite work, there's simpler prompts that are probably fun to run. Like, again, I don't really know what, but like, I mean, I have simple ideas about ideas what to do, but it's, yeah, I feel like that refactoring thing, especially because you're going to put it on autopilot, you can be very cautious, right? You can be like, do one particular thing or whatever.
Right. I guess the question is, you just want to basically run this algorithm and then come and consult the log, right? You don't want to automate any sort of putting it in the source code editor.
I want everything. The question is like,
Well,
what can I plausibly have in the next couple of hours?
Right. I think you could do something that would just run the loop, and honestly, I think we should have a download history button that will allow you to download a text file.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, if we got that, then you have something that you could like download, and it wouldn't just be like living in some random blob URL local storage or anything like that. Because what you don't want to do is spend $50 having GPT-4 run overnight and then wake up and have the cat stand on your keyboard and refresh the page, and it's all lost.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing, actually, the browser tab would probably run out of memory if you didn't store things.
I don't think that will be a problem. Like at the speed that this thing is going. Can you scroll down, by the way? Are we sure it's not
no,
done?
it finally came back with an error just like a second ago.
Okay.
So that seems like a good time for you to take over, my friend.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm gonna share a tab.
Wait, let's deal with a handover properly. So, where have you left it?
I fixed the update token count. That's where we're at.
Okay, and committed it?
Yep.
Okay, so I'll open it now. Refresh. Yep. Okay, I'm seeing the right numbers. Let me share my tab. Oh, you didn't save the merge configuration panel. Or
what?
Wait a minute.
I'm looking at a merged configuration.
No. Wait. Don't worry. I got it.
Wrong tab.
I don't know. Can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So. Now you will. Okay.
Now it will be uncargo culted.
Yeah.
Or recargo culted, depending on the point of view.
That's correct. That would be correct. Okay, so let me just check the Western Forge 4000 04. Okay. Okay. So source.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Suggests is to make the code more dry and reduce code size. While keeping in one file. And grade each. Up. Forgot to load my DevTools, but I think that should be not a problem. Right? Sorry, what were you trying to do again?
I was trying to update the set message function or provide a set message function.
Ah, yes.
Because everything's just sort of done. It's basically just the creating of that element.
I wonder what happens if I tell it to rewrite the whole thing in Vue.js. In fact, do you want to just ask it to do that in the background while we're doing this?
Sure.
Because I think that was, at least in the back of my mind, that was probably the next step anyway. And it will most likely fuck up. But if it's just oh, by the way, like, we've got nothing to lose.
I am more inclined to do web components than Vue, unless there's
Vue and web components work together.
Okay.
Yeah. No, because I'm thinking like we probably need a model, right? So the whole like insert message thing is still a half-assed measure, right?
Yeah.
What we need is a data model that we throw this stuff in, and blah blah blah. And so that's what drove me to do this. But I very much love web components, so I wouldn't have said let's do Vue unless I was sure it is well compatible with web components. I once upon a time owned the domain name webcomponents.io, which of course I let expire because I can buy them with the best of them, but I can't fucking maintain them to save my life.
Yep.
I
was having a chat with a friend of mine. We were talking about domain squatting in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
.com gold rush, right? It was I think it was Memorial Day or something. We were just talking back and forth, like, okay, what's the AI equivalent of domain squatting, right? What's the money printer that we can just jump on?
Yep.
There's got to be something there that's completely obvious once you think of it.
Well, I mean, the thing with domain name squatting is that it was kind of like a distributed sort of problem, right? Where you just had to come up with a good idea, and when you try to do it en masse, and some people tried to, and I mean, some people did it pretty well, but like in general, it doesn't really work that well when you try to do it en masse, right?
Yeah.
So it kind of does need this distributed application of intelligence, which basically is what you get.
So the answer to Vue is no. Or it gave me a bunch of instructions for like how to change it, but it wouldn't just rewrite it for me.
Yeah, you see, this is where again prompt history would be amazing. Yeah, extract repeated code to use real functions. Create a function for generating messages. Codification. Create a function to handle local storage operations. Grade A. Use event delegation for message calling. Instead of adding event listeners to each message element, add a single event listener to the chat box and use event delegation to add labeled events. Use template literals for creating elements instead of using create element and setting attributes manually. Use
That might actually be a good one.
Yeah. Okay, but then it gave me a bunch of refactored code here.
Yeah.
What is that? I don't think it did anything, did it?
No, it just spat you out the HTML.
Okay. I will do the first one. So basically, yes, it's because I said you will respond with clear complete code, so it kind of had to. It felt like it had to play into that. Let me I'll grab its ideas as well, though, and put somewhere else. Okay. So I'm gonna delete everything here. Of course. Do you think that'll work? Let's try it.
Big maybe.
Big maybe. Okay, I think the feature we wanted as well is automated model listing on the one hand.
Yeah.
And on the other, I wanted this like placeholder message with every request.
You got something back.
I did?
Yes, you did.
This is awful code. Like if I half liked the code it wrote, I would be like fine with it, but no.
Yeah.
I wanted to do if it's going to do local storage, it's going to be like store.save and store.load or something.
Yeah.
I mean, I could possibly strong arm it into doing that, but yeah. So the two things I wanted, is so automated model loading from the API. That's important because like if another user than us tries to use this, they're not going to have the same models,
Yeah.
right? Or if something like today happens, right, where new models are added, you don't really want to have to.
If you have a custom model that you fine tune,
right? For all of those reasons.
Yeah.
Though the list there is quite long, right? So the list of models it might give you is quite long. Though I guess you could. Is there a way to limit it to chat models? I assume yes.
Yeah, either that or you could filter it.
Anyway, minor asterisk there, but yeah. Other than that, that will be good, and it'll save us, the amount of tokens there. Though, I mean, at a cost. So who knows? Maybe it'll be a wash for now. But I mean, here's a fun little feature we could have somehow. We don't have it yet, but like if you had the ability to get two responses, one from GPT-4 0614 and one from GPT-4 vanilla, you could actually erase them.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Other than that, like, what else can we do to? How do we do that? Actually, I'd like to have a good way to make that happen, like a good UI to make that happen.
The racing.
Yeah, it's almost like, I want to be like add message, and have two bubbles appear and set the parameters in each one and then click go.
Yeah.
Like instead of doing it the way I'm doing it now, which is, I mean, I guess you could have messages be the leading data item below, right? And then if you say two, it could have a separate set of parameters for the second message. And it could be like the what are they called? Sometimes when you have like a billing address and it's like same as shipping,
Yeah.
it should be the same. It's be like same as the previous message. So then in that case, you only have one message to set. But if you want, you can choose to sort of break off and do it differently for a second message. And that will be cool. That will be, something you can show off. In fact, if we did that now and we have recorded it, we could probably clip it, right, and show how the two models are different in terms of speed and quality. Honestly, maybe, who knows?
Yeah.
Let's look at this a little bit more. Then, fine, I'm tempted. So basically, I mean, at least it's well structured here, right? The OpenAI API key is the top thing, and then number of responses the next. I mean, theoretically you could invert these, but whatever. But if you got more than one responses, in theory, you should be able to have like, basically everything from model, tokens, temperature, presence, penalty should be one sort of grouping. And then there should be another grouping for message 2, message 3, however many you have. And it should start with a checked, like, use message 1, use previous message properties or parameters or whatever. But if you untick it, you get new fields.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then if we do that, we can then have 2 messages, one from, GPT. I mean, we could do all 4, right? We could do GPT-3. We could do GPT-3 with 16K. We could do GPT-4 and GPT-4 with the new one. But to do all that, we need, so the first feature is model querying. Can you search that out? Like how does it do the, like, what requests needed for querying messages?
It's OpenAI v1/models, and it'll return you an array of objects.
Okay.
Here's the example curl request.
Is it in mod? Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay, got it. I would like to have the size of context for each one of them.
Size of context for each one?
Yeah. Like, the 16K model has 16K, GPT 3.5. I mean, I can give it some rules, I suppose. Like, if it's GPT 3.5, it's 4,000 tokens, unless it says otherwise in the last part of the name, or something like that. Yeah. We're still waiting, huh? I'm starting to get a little bit worried, to be honest.
What does your dev tool say?
Nothing. Still flying, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it is that time of day where everyone is
smashing into GPT, trying to get a little bit more work done for the day. Yeah. I'm quite happy we crushed the code size, though, I gotta say. I'm like, it doesn't sound like much, but now we can be slow again.
Yay!
Boo. Of all the hacks in this document, I'm happiest about my cheap ass jQuery for the poor.
Yeah.
Such a hack.
Yes, it is.
Yes, sir, it is. Yes. How do you suggest we recover the message queue? The prompt history that got us here, ish.
Isaiah.
I mean, he'll give you a bunch of prompts, but like, will you be able to analyze them to turn them into a,
A happy path.
realistic history? Yeah.
Probably.
Okay. You know what other feature would be cool, actually? Come to think of it. Having follow-up responses to, right? Oh, that's a nice one. That's a nice one. You're basically like, you basically tell it to add this placeholder response, right? So if you've sent the message, it sends this placeholder response, right?
Yeah.
Then you can your input doesn't become like send message, or even if it does, it kind of like goes on hold, right? It goes under the pending message, and it will be sent as soon as the message is sent. You see what I mean?
Right.
As soon as the response comes.
Yeah. So you can queue up things.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's kind of like if you do it properly, that's kind of a poor man's looper, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that will be a nice little feature. Yeah, I like that. That's like a proto macro system.
Yeah.
Yep. I like it.
The view stuff almost worked and then didn't.
What do you mean?
It just was not. I couldn't get it to merge everything back in.
When you say merge?
Like, it gave me a scaffold for like, here's the view, here's your app as a view app. And then it gave me, a bunch of stuff with like, your logic for this goes here, your logic for that goes here. And I'm fighting it, but I can't get it to actually merge everything in.
Yeah, this is I mean, they're slow in whatever this is.
I would assume that it's broken at this juncture and that you should refresh and reissue.
I'm trying to figure out what to reissue that will save me a bunch of time, because this isn't fun. I don't want to do it again this way.
Fair.
Okay. Actually, why should I do that? I'll just leave it there, right? and start a new one. If it ever comes back, we'll see it. Okay, so we've got this code. It's 35, blah, blah, blah. I can tell it, okay, I can try to put it, to make it do the, code completion, right? Sorry, the model list. So I can take this. I can put it there. I can take this. I can put it there. Please make the list models dynamic based on the results of the response. So the request below. Okay, you think that should work?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now we wait.
Now we wait indeed.
Excuse me.
You all right?
Yeah.
Ah, there it is. Add a new function, fetch models, to the list of models. Okay. Where would you place this?
Whenever it gives me a new function, I typically just put it way at the bottom of the source file or the source block.
Just at the just at the bottom script block here.
Yeah.
Modify window onload function to call fetch models, populate model dropdown. Okay, so this is at the bottom of window.onload. What happened now? What did I do?
Async function, maybe. I'm not sure if window.onload was always async. No, it's not. You have to make it async.
Okay, that's a nice catch. Okay, and then though I can, does it tell me to? No, but I can go and delete the list of models, right?
Yes.
I should be able to do that. There we go. Option value. These ones, right?
Yeah.
Select.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, in principle, that shouldn't cost me anything, but let's face it.
What's your current token count?
3547.
Okay.
Should I spawn it?
Do it. Show your tab.
Yeah. Blank. Oh shit! No, sorry.
Oh, did you take away your? There we go.
Yeah, something went wrong.
DevTools.
Await is only valid in async functions, and the top of the bodies of modules. That sounds like something that should be fixable, actually. Okay, do you see it? Did I not?
Did you put? Are you sure you put the? Oh yeah, that's in there.
Well, yeah.
Click into the error and see what it's choking on. Exactly.
Wait. I think I see the error of my ways.
Oh yeah, no, you put it inside the for each.
I think so.
You're yeah.
So where's this function? This
Right
big
beneath the bracket paren semicolon.
under here.
Yeah.
Wait, where does this function, right? Async function. Where does it end? Because this should be at the bottom of it, right? This should be the last.
No, there's dots for existing code beneath.
Okay.
It. Just put it beneath that bracket paren semicolon.
Here.
Yeah. Trust me, bro.
Trust me, bro. I'm an engineer.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
You sure?
No.
Okay.
Do it anyway.
Just checking if you're unduly certain. Well, that's 4,600 tokens. What? How?
Share tab. Tab.
Here you go.
So it increased the token size.
Well, I mean,
Oh, I know what it did. I know what happened. Go back.
No, but you see what's happening? It's actually doing it right.
Yes, I know.
Okay. Going back.
You've still introduced a problem.
Yes.
You want to reposition it so that it's after you get the initial HTML value.
Sorry, what?
Copy from const models equals awaits fetch models down to the models for each. Copy that and move it beneath the initial HTML equals document element outer HTML.
So here.
Yes.
Let's see. Spawn. 3614. With a whole bunch of models. Maybe.
Tab.
Yeah. Okay. So you see I got a whole bunch of models here. Oh, you don't?
Click on them.
Okay, you don't see the drop down when I drop it?
No. I'll trust you.
I have.
Drop down.
Yeah. Trust me, bro. So I mean, you can see this now, right? 0613. Yeah.
Sweet.
Okay, I should probably commit that, even though I don't like it. Committed. Okay. So now we've got that as a standard feature. For my next trick, I want oh my god, that's going to be complicated. Should I add the idea of a holding response?
It's up to you.
Yeah. This one should have a timer until either content placed with the response or there is an error response which should be shown in the holding message. Holding message. I think this is going to be a big quality of life improvement. Don't you think?
This will be an interesting one.
Let me just make sure I got all my tokens in line. Yeah, no, I like this one because then it enables me to add the other one, which is like if I send a message where there's a holding response, that message should be also added to the chat log, but it should be treated as a queued message that is sent to the API immediately upon the response. At which point the new holding response. Well, no, as soon as I send another message, it should have another holding response, right? Like even if the first one is already waiting, the second one should be there, and like it should say like waiting for previous response to complete or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, these are fantastic features that OpenAI should kind of have, but I mean, I see why they don't. It might not particularly.
It's hard to create the general paradigm, right? Like,
yeah,
it was probably the wisest thing they could have done to just stick with that at the early days. Just like, here's a text box and a chat interface. Go nuts.
Yep. No, I mean, and what they've done is brilliant. Like, and there's a lot of good things in it. Just let me just not.
It's brilliant. It's world changing. It's amazing, but it's just stupid.
It's just poor and not well thought out. That's all.
They need to up their game, really, because I don't see them succeeding as a company for longer than another year.
Yeah,
I
I don't think they get this whole AI business. I don't think they'll be
they're
in it
really
long.
they're buried under the short sightedness of their own vision. It's
I know. Couldn't they go for a home run? They just have to stick with these itty bitty innovations, quote unquote. Okay, well, it doesn't tell me where to put this, and I realize the obvious rejoinder here, but
took me a little while to realize it, but you preempted. I definitely would have gotten there.
Sir, I am Greek.
Malacca.
This is this would have the response would have come back faster than I would have finished talking.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, where do I put that thing now? It's like, hey, put that between existing code and existing code. Well, actually, afterwards it says existing code to make API request. So this is where it makes the API request via response, right? So should I say that it's kind of here? I'm just gonna YOLO it. I think that's where he wants it, right? What do you think?
Yeah.
Based on the fact that this is yeah, and then this is at the end of the function.
Nope, don't do that whole thing.
What? Oh, I see the problem with that. If data choices, there we go. Data choice message. Okay, so
you just have to add that replace child line
at the end of that little.
Yeah, and then the else block.
Okay. Well, where is the block I have to replace? Right, I got this code here, but where does it's not going? Wait, if is it here?
It's replace messages length -1.
No, because that is inside the. Yeah, I think it's this one actually. Is the only single squig as it wants. You see it? See, the if has a single squiggly. It doesn't have squiggly paren.
Yeah.
And it's the only one under here. This is it's closed. There's 3 of them.
Yeah.
But this is the only one that's like that. So I think that's where it goes. I mean, this is. Let me just say. Wait. Oh yeah. Let me just. If data traces.
And add an else.
Wait.
No. Oh.
Yeah.
Actually, I think you need to be beneath that.
I think you're right. You might be right. So here.
No.
Good God. Okay, wait. I'm just.
You were right the first time.
Wait, no, I don't. This is not, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna shove it into prettier. Bring it back. Where's that whole data traces business? Oh God. Okay, there we are. All right. Okay, for each.
You were right the first time.
Okay, the thing I'm noticing is that I can take all of this, right? I can take all this as one go.
Yeah.
But where do I put it? Does it go? Message. Okay, it goes here. I think it goes there.
Yeah.
I think it takes both.
No. That's the closer function. Oh, well, yeah. But it goes all the way up to just below assistant append message.
It works like this.
Yeah.
But why is this on the same level as this?
Bracket. You need one
Why?
more closing bracket.
Why?
To end the function. You just added an else clause.
I brought my closer along.
No, you didn't.
Sure I did. Yeah. You see this one?
Yeah, maybe you did. Yeah. Okay, fine.
Okay, I mean this is stupid, but as it is. Yeah. Spawn?
Sure, go for it.
And I got nothing.
Nothing?
Unexpected token. Fuck. Oh man, this is so frustrating. Okay. Look, I will do the following. I will copy my prompt, refresh my page, do the whole source thing. Font with clear. Honestly, I think it should probably be part of the standard prompt. Yep. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I think asking it to reprint entire functions is basic and would make our lives 10 times easier without substantial cost. It's honestly replace. You know what? Actually, we could probably write a regex that finds complete functions in the response and copies them over.
Yeah.
Right. Before we get super fancy and stuff, just it could be a little button or something, right? Where it's you click a function that it's printed and it highlights it on both sides, and you click move or something, and it, if you want to confirm it, but that would cut down the merge time to in a few seconds rather than a few minutes. For no, the added complexity would be incredibly minimal.
You got a response.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, can you do me a favor and go to the keep and write When there's a response, it should scroll all the way down.
Done. Right back. Got it.
This is so much easier. Well, did I say easier? I meant after formatting. Okay, so it's a message there. You know what I would really want? If I if I click on a function here, it should highlight the whole function here and the whole function there before I even get the move thing.
Yeah, so I put in some of that functionality yesterday, and it proved to be kind of. That was actually part of the motivating thing to getting me to use an off-the-shelf editor rather than just Prism, because word wrapping was getting in the way of its implementation. But you could probably bring back that feature pretty easily in just a couple shots.
Wait, something happened now that I don't like at all. So did I copy the whole thing from here? Yes, I did. Okay. So I think that should have done it. Only one way to find out. Okay. I got a tab. What did I ask it for again? Holding responses, right?
Yes.
Right. Okay, well, I got a generate response, but I don't have a timer on it.
Oh, it's supposed to have a timer?
I think I asked it for a timer, but I... What did I ask for? Add a holding response from the system whenever a message is sent. So the response should have a timer until either the content is replaced, the response, or there's an error response. Okay, so okay, I guess I can. Okay, so there's no critical bug, but a few improvements can be made. Add form from submitting and causing a page. No.
Useless.
Okay, and then update the send message buttons on click attribute to pass the event. Add a key up event list to use. Does this? No.
If you want that, if you want enter to send.
I mean, that's not what we've got now, so that's fine. Cool. So what I'm gonna do is the holding response to a timer. Show a timer. The final response. I guess the timer should also be shown in the regeneration, shouldn't it?
Yeah, probably.
I didn't open up my DevTools, which means I might have some problems. Does regeneration even work? Can you try? Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, God, not again. Okay, at least there's comments, which I can work with, I think. Yes. Okay, I can take this whole thing, shove it right there. And I can take this whole thing and shove it there. Oh no. Oh no. I gotta fix that. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna do, if this works, is to fix the system message to return complete functions. Okay, then it wants to put something in the else of the what of data choices. So here, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. Spawn. Okay. Huh?
Tab. Share tab.
Oh yeah. Okay. You found it's clear because there's instruction. Printing entire functions without omissions. Okay. Should I spawn that? I will spawn that. And share tab again. Okay. I will commit this.
Have you tested the timer?
No. But I'm just so yellow. What should I fix about the time? Like, what should I do now? What should I ask it to do? List refactoring is ideas, I guess. List and grade refactoring. Did I just break source?
It certainly appears. Oh no, maybe not. Maybe. Oh, yeah, it appears so. Unless, did you put a space on top of it after it?
No.
Did you put a new line after it?
No.
Try both of those things. Refresh and try. But yeah, you probably just broke source. Oh no, you just need the extra new line.
Well, I mean, please do put it in the bugs. But yeah, at least I didn't break it. So that's nice.
Neither of us broke it. The advantage of this is that it's all GPT's fault.
I don't know about that. So here's something fun that happened though. The response is just not being shown at all.
Oh, after it comes back?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Well, that's an interesting bug to fix.
All right.
I mean, you can pull it out of DevTools. You can pull the response out of DevTools.
No. I will fix it here. The response is not shown. I know. Okay. Oh yeah, let me share this tab again. Okay. So it is generating response. So that works. So the timer is what broke the response.
Yeah, because that else block used to be. Notice that there's no actual code in there that's replacing your holding message with the response.
That should be in the main part here, right? That's the remove holding message. And I don't think so.
The
I don't think
assistant
that's the problem.
message is never being applied.
My apologies for the confusion. Whose confusion?
Scroll down. That doesn't fix a damn thing.
This has a lot more code though than the previous one. You see the difference?
Yeah, but it's all the same code.
I see. I'm not convinced that you're seeing what you think you're seeing. Though you're right that it doesn't work. I'm not sure it doesn't work for the reason you think it doesn't work. I take this as well. Right here. You think it doesn't change anything?
Yeah.
You really think it doesn't change anything, huh?
You need to do chat box replace child with the assistant message and the holding message.
Okay, I'm just gonna YOLO it for now. Okay, this is even worse. Because unexpected end of input. I messed something up. I copy. But I think I can. I think I know what it is, or at least I can give it a shot. Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, I can probably add another one of these here and see if that works. Okay. All right. So, give me a haiku. I got a DOM exception. Give me another one. I just want to see if it'll happen again. But at least I've got an error to work with. Yep. Okay, I got the error. Going back to this tab, and I'm just going to insist and tell it the problem, which doesn't even get sent.
No, it did. You pressed enter instead of send message.
That is a good point. Yes, yes. Post 400, of course. But I have tools that I can use. Well, I mean, I guess I can try this. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're trying to get the timer in place, and then we can get the queuing up responses work. We got to fix the whole sending with no tabs and then formatting properly. Can you look into that tomorrow?
Sending with no tabs.
Or tonight. Like when it's sent over, basically, look, when any code is sent over, including code it has written, right? Anything in a code block is sent over.
Yeah.
It should be formatted to be, I mean, honestly, to have no white space, but at the very least, to be left aligned.
Yeah.
But when it's shown on the source code editor, it should be probably formatted, including the JavaScript.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I apologize for the oversight. So do you see anything different this time?
Nope.
He says it should fix the issue by checking if the holding message has a parent. Okay, this is actually doing the thing that I consider a sign that it knows what it's doing, which is explaining what it fixed and why.
Yeah, except it really still hasn't fixed the problem.
But do you know where?
Yes, it has. Now it has.
Yeah. So wait, I'm just trying to see how I do not repeat the same problem, same mistake I made before. I think And then this. Hey, that's a nice little thing we did now, huh? Where we like edited the history basically to make it work.
Mm-hmm.
Unexpected token, because you can never win. Okay. All right, so tell me a haiku. So we got the holding message, we got the timer. If it replaces it successfully, then we got it. Perfect. Okay. Beautiful. Commit. Refresh. Including complete function. No omissions. Let me just put that. Implement the feature, yes. Spawn. Yep, commit. Okay, so this is the thing now. Next up is source. When there is a holding response.
I need a tab.
No, you don't. Give it
Okay.
to you anyway. When there's a holding response and I send a new message, that message should be immediately shown in the chat log, but queued up to be sent the API only after the currently received this new message should receive new holding response, which in turn should enable to return to write more messages to be queued up. Likewise, the API should receive all these messages series as its responses arrive. Series 1 after each of its. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're getting back complete functions, hopefully. And we should be able to do the whole, queuing up future messages. I like how all of this stuff fits together nicely in a unified paradigm, if you see what I mean. Like, it's, you can change an old message, it'll cascade. You can create a, forward-looking path, and it'll, it will cascade as well, I guess.
Right.
It's all the same idea that we are loosening the connection between the latest message and the latest response, right? You can push the API backwards if you need to. But I really do love this, where you can actually wait for a response while preparing your next message. I think that's going to be really cool to have. Yeah. Although it is taking a little while.
There you go.
What?
It's back.
Okay. Message queue. Okay, well, send message has now become tiny. And there's this different big function called... Okay, wow, that's a lot of work. You see this?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think if it works, it's great.
You don't believe a word of what you said. Oh my god. I mean, it looks like the right code, right? Like, not only does it look like the right code,
it passes the vibe check. That's for sure.
Oh, get fucked. I get it. I understand. You do have a point. I just don't like the fact that you have a point. Okay?
No one ever does.
Yeah, tell me about it. Ryan. Replace them. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, I gotta find. Okay. So I need bets here. I don't need vibes. What's it gonna cost you if it works?
3 Bs.
3 Bs?
Yeah. That's what we called nickels in the olden times. Give me 5 Bs for a quarter, they'd say.
Who This is getting way too native for me.
Yeah. Simpsons.
It's like Brett saying, I'm a poet and I'm not aware of it. I'm like, dude, don't. I was born in Greece. Don't do this. I have literally no idea what you're talking about.
It's better that way.
Huh?
It's better that way.
There was an audible thud, I believe, in the, the podcast. Okay, so I copied a bunch of code over. Is that when the I mean, it's like that's what it like says it wants to do. It even, I believe, cut down a few tokens. If you believe it.
I don't believe it.
Spawn. Well, look at this new tab. You see this new tab?
Hey. So far,
all the code is there. Like, as in it renders.
It rendered. Yeah. It does not fall flat on its face.
Yes. That's right.
Yes.
Now I will say write me a haiku. And send that message over, and I'll say no, really. Do it. Let's say I mean it. Okay, look, something happened now where I got a second holding response. Do you see this?
Yeah.
Yep, and 2 messages. So this isn't exactly right,
but it's there. It's close.
But it's close. Okay, so should I work with this code base?
Yeah, I'd say refresh, give it the source, and say the holding message queue is functional, but the UI is confusing. Please make better. And the timer is broken.
Wait, what did you say?
The holding message queue is functioning, but the UI is confusing and the timer is broken.
Wait. Is functioning, but there is no holding response on me queuing a second message, and so it does appear after the API response, but with a broken error. Fix. You know, every time I do this, I just, I halt a little because it feels like cheating,
Right.
Wait, was the timer broken to 0 last time as well, where it didn't even start?
On this tab, yes.
Even with the first response?
Yes.
Okay. I hope it figures out what it broke. Ah, there it is. Okay, add holding message, remove holding message. And remove holding message. I mean, this one is bigger now. I see it. Okay. Spawn. And share. Okay. Now, one more time. Write me haiku. No, really. Okay, better. Did you see it?
They're just ordered wrong.
Yeah. Committing.
That should be a straightforward fix.
Yeah. Well, it's not really. I wouldn't call it ordered wrong. They're just.
It's ordered truthfully, which is wrong.
The holding message does not appear immediately after I send my second response, but only after the API sending API response turns. I love this. The whole function thing is a game changer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so much easier to integrate stuff. And I mean, I like the timer too. Honestly, it just makes me feel so much better. I don't know why. to be honest.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got it back.
Okay.
Wait. This change will add a holding message for all queued message except the first one. The holding message will be removed after 1 second. I don't know if that's what you want.
I don't think so. But where's the regenerate button?
Gone forever.
You think?
Probably in that big refactor, yeah.
Add it to the list.
Yep.
I mean, that's one way to do it.
Yeah.
Poor man's regenerate. Okay, I think I'm running out of time. Well, no, I got 15 minutes left. Though it might not be immediately apparent to.
Daddy,
Hello.
I'm eating a red apricot.
That is very good to hear. Did you see the little blue robot I left next to the printer?
Yeah, it's blue.
I'm setting up decoys.
It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Yes.
Whatever works, right? Whatever works.
Daddy, what are these?
What do you think about this one?
Daddy.
Hey Leo, I'm just talking to somebody. I'll be right up for dinner, okay? I can't talk right now. Sorry. You can play with the robot if you want. Yeah, can you see it?
Value, replace, source, message push. Add holding message. Yeah, that looks better.
I think I'll need to explain live streaming soon. It's like loading up libraries, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like what dependencies? Okay. Spawn. Share tab. DevTools. Right. Haiku. I mean it.
Oh, the timer is interesting.
Yeah. No, I saw it. Oh my god. Look at this mess.
That's fine though. I mean, it's not fine, but it's fixed. It's closer.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Actually, so it's doing what? It returned 3 responses, but
What it's doing is it's appending the new message at the end and removing the holding message. But number one, it's not keeping track of the holding messages properly.
Yep.
With different IDs, and it's trying to remove them and then add to the end. So it needs to do an in place insert.
The holding message code is not properly taking into account the possibility.
Yeah.
when API responses arrive, they are not properly replaced. And also, the timers are interfering with each other. Holding timers. So yeah, I think that should be sufficient for it to figure out what it did. This is very nice. This is very nice. I like it, like it, like it. Have you felt the urge to use this instead of ChatGPT at any point yet? Don't be afraid to say no.
No,
This
I
is
mean,
my. This is my my.
working on the stuff. Honestly, for vanilla Chat GPT, I'm usually using my phone at this juncture.
That's fair. We should
in
probably
personal use, just because I find that I'm usually like asking it.
Yeah, on the go, and you got an idea.
Repair
But
something,
that's
or look at my car, or recipe stuff. And if I'm trying to experiment with something, API wise, I'll use either Chatbot UI, or I'll write a little node script and sandbox around. And I do that just to spike Gator.
Wait. What did it just? Is that really true? Did it? Anyway, whatever. I don't care. Okay, so I take this code. Oh no, I need the variable. Okay. Spawn. Share. DevTools. See it?
Yep.
I've been thinking. Broke the timers again? Oh no, type errors.
Yep. Type. Oh no.
Wait, but okay, so that's just the timer broken, but let's see if it actually works. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm getting an error every second now for each of the timers.
Gotcha. Still not putting it in place.
That wasn't inserted in place, and I'm still waiting for one more. If it were to arrive, would you say this is a step back?
Yes.
Okay, it came back. Okay, so I'm gonna close this tab. Wait, did that kill the tab share?
Yes.
I see.
I'll get it back.
Oh yeah. Can you? Yeah. That's what happened. Okay. Oh, that's very unfortunate. Please don't tell me I lost all the code. Wait, what is this one? Fixation.
This is where you were.
Okay, and
If
give me
I
this.
were you, I would refresh first.
Yeah.
Refresh and commit, because we are along the path.
Okay. And give it another shot here.
Yeah, redescribe the error.
Did you note we lost the regenerate?
I did. I put it as upcoming feature -1.
Thanks. Well, that's a problem. The holding respective holding messages not properly replaced, and also the holding timers aren't interfering with
Put
each
not
other.
properly inline replaced, or replaced inline.
I don't know what that means.
Because right now it just removes the old one and appends the new message at the end of the chat log. What we want is for it to be maintain its position.
Yeah, then I'll say like I'll transparently replace. Right. I think that sends the same message, but at least I understand what I wrote.
Sure.
So nice. It's the little things, you know?
Yep.
I mean, the one holding message works now, right? So that's another feature just built. But we don't have the like compounding effect.
Yeah.
There you go. Basically what sorry, did you add a feature of like make it mobile friendly? I mentioned that.
I will do that. That's going to be feature 29.
Huh?
That's feature 29.
Yeah. Okay, spawn. Let's try again. Share tab. Tools. Let's do it. Haiku. No, really. I mean it. Okay, so first time that the three timers are independent, would you say?
Yep. Take a long time to write that haiku, though.
I mean, it's not going to be a haiku. At some point, it's going to give up and like write me the code that it write me the error message that it can't write me the error message as a haiku. What did it do now?
It did the same thing it always does.
Oh, it removed the thing and it
removes the other thing and then adds that to the end. And
but also I have two more zeros.
Yeah.
Daddy.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and I will say instead of
doing it wrong, do it right.
Replacing the whole message, let's replace the content. Is that right?
Yeah, maybe.
Two. The Canada two.
Oh yeah, I've been reading about the Canadarm too.
The cannon arm?
Canadarm.
What's that?
The don't ask that question. It's gonna.
Okay.
You're about to learn about the Canadarm. It's a robot arm in the space station. Modify the roof holding message.
Is it the souped up version of the one that didn't work that was in every wood shop in Minnesota?
Sorry. Can you see me? Okay.
Yeah.
Remove holding message. Goes there.
I think you might be sharing the wrong tab right now.
Yeah, fair enough. Press message queue. Where's process message queue? There we go. Oh, it didn't give me the whole function. Interesting. Do you see this?
No.
Okay, so all of this code.
Yeah.
Here, right? It's replacing. I think it's replacing this code, unless it doesn't. It wants me to leave this in place and add another iteration of data traces. This. I think that's what it wants, isn't it?
Yeah, it wants you to replace the whole thing.
It does.
Yeah.
It's okay, Leo. Just go upstairs. I'll come up in a bit. It's all good. That's okay. We'll fix it. So then I would do this, I guess. Like that? Is that? Do you think that's the right interpretation?
Yeah, it looks close to me.
Okay, right. No, really. I mean it. It's very nice. Like just having a timer is nice. Oh yes. Oh yeah, it happened. It happened. Look at this. Look at this. Oh well, I mean, ish. What does it do? It So it did that, right? And then okay, then the second one gets replaced down there. So the first one gets in place in the right place. You see this?
Yeah, it's because when it re-enters the processing loop, it adds you a new timer and then replaces that timer. Right? Rather than referring to the original one when you dispatch the message. That's closer though.
Is it?
Yeah, it's closer. It's got the right logic. It's just got a bug. Right. Whereas before it wasn't really grokking what you wanted.
Some pieces keep falling off. I don't know. One piece broke again, Daddy. Once more piece broke. Then once more piece broke.
So I think what we need to do is
Daddy, I am
maybe even a review pass will just take care of it. With regards to the queuing functionality.
It's taking a little bit to perfect, but my God, it's so cool.
Yeah.
I'll have so much fun with this.
All right, we got
Summon. Remove all the extra. Really?
just tell it to look closer.
Okay. If this doesn't work, I gotta go upstairs. Okay. I mean, whether it works or not.
Yeah, it sounds like you got to go upstairs no matter what.
Yeah, I don't think.
My family just got back like half an hour ago. So
function. The is being called in a correct number of arguments. Here's the fix. Replace the following line in the post message queue function. Remove holding message with holding message data message. Do you think this is legit?
maybe.
Here, right?
Yeah.
Is there a holding message data thing anywhere?
Yeah, it's the return value from something.
Okay. So that legitimately could be it.
Show me the tab.
Yes. Thank you. Okay, so haiku. Really.
Come on.
Reference error. Holding message data is not defined. Shit. Okay, so what do? Do I go back to the previous version and commit
go back
that?
to the previous, and I'll take a look at it. I don't have a ton of time this evening, but I can at least do it tomorrow morning. I think.
Okay, just like clean up as much as you can of the stuff. Anyway, okay, so I will commit this, and yeah, it's cool, man. It's getting there. Like I look at this point, I feel like the code is trying to do things that we wanted to do, but it, like all of the code for like dealing with like future messages or past messages that are going to be future messages, etc. Like we can probably describe analytically what we wanted to do, but honestly, it feels like there's a deeper structure that we can't quite get it to understand.
Yeah.
There might be, with enough refactoring, it might get there, but like, I feel like there's a fundamental logic to what we're trying to do that it's the fact that it's the same idea, that whether you're adding future messages or whether you're going backwards, and then you should consider the next messages to be queued up. I guess when we add the roll forward feature, if we explain it in that sense, that the next messages should be considered as being queued, maybe that will do the trick. But actually, that's probably a good note. All right, and on that note, I really do have to run. So I will bail, and we will talk tomorrow. Knock out as much as you can. I will the same. I will also note what you're doing in the keep, so I can make sure not to do the same.
Sure.
And I think today we did a bunch, right? We shrunk it down quite a bit, that we could always do more. We built, I don't even remember how much we built actually, because we don't have commit messages. But we definitely built this whole holding message timer queue thing, which is not fully completed. We fixed this. We improved the system message, I think, considerably. Did you worked on more features than that, right? Or you did mostly the refactoring stuff?
Mostly the refactoring stuff, yeah. I do have there's code in there for the highlight something on the left and it'll scan to it on the right, but it's really brittle. I can only get it to work twice.
Just remember, if you want to reduce tokens, there's comments in there that are completely pointless. So
yeah,
remember those. Okay. All right. Adios. Bye, everybody. See you tomorrow.